everyone, welcome back to my channel. So for today's makeup tutorial, it's gonna be all about my 2017 summer foundation routine. Lately, we have been experiencing a really hot weather here in Vancouver, BC. So I have to find ways wherein I am not using a liquid foundation, but instead I need to still have a better coverage, especially when I am experiencing breakouts. But at the same time, like, it would also be suitable not in an air-conditioned environment, but also when I am having a party outside. The foundation routine that you're about to see, this is what I have been doing lately, especially that I am really oily on my T-zone. So I have tested this for like probably 2 weeks now, and to me it really works. My face doesn't look cakey at all when I step out on the heat and then go back inside in an air-conditioned environment and then step out again. So somehow it is like a bulletproof that your face will not look cakey and it will still have a better coverage as well. Without further ado, let's get on to it. And I'm just letting you guys know that my brows and my eyes are already done, and let's get on to it. So as a primer, I'm using Sephora AfterGlow primer and luminizer, and I'm applying it all over my face using Morphe M439. So for concealers, I'm using Morphe concealer in the shade Beige and Bare Skin. Basically, the Beige, I use it for color correcting, and it is mainly concentrating on the dark circles or dark areas under my eye. And I'm just buffing out the product using angle blender brush from Morphe. So what I usually do is that I buff out the outer part towards my cheeks first before I go in and buff in the concealer towards my eyes. I also use the same shade for spot concealing, and then I just go back in with the same brush, making sure that there's no harsh line in there. After everything is buffed out with the Beige, I am going in now with Bare Skin, and this is basically gonna serve as my highlight as well. So the same techniques that I have used with the Beige, I start buffing out on the outer part towards my cheeks first before I buff in the product towards my eyes. And with just whatever products remaining in the brush, I am just putting it on my chin and then in my cupid's bow as well. Now to set the concealers, I'm using Kat Von D Shade and Light Contour Palette, and I am combining Levitation and Lyric, and I'm just using this big taper brush from Morphe. Now for my foundation, I'm using a powder from MAC Studio Fix. This is the shade NW25 and NW30. Basically, I am just combining these two shades right now because I am somehow somewhere in between in those shades. And I'm just using a generic powder brush to apply it all over my face. Pretty much, I just want to make sure that everything is well blended, not just on my face but also towards my neck part as well, because this will serve as my coverage for the entire day. I'm just topping up the concealer because I moved the product while I was applying the powder. Now onto bronzer. I am using Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and basically you just need to make a fish face, and that's where you're supposed to put the bronzer on. At least that's what worked on me. So I use a swirling motion, and then on the part where I have the breakout, I just have to do a tapping motion forward of the product because I don't want to move the concealer again and have to top it off again. So I'm just doing the same thing on the other side. I'm also applying bronzer on the side of my forehead. Of course, let's not forget under the jawline, a little bit on the chin, and then making sure that the product is evenly spread out under the neck as well. Now moving on to highlighter, I am using Essence Pure Nude and I'm just applying the product with a generic fan brush. So this, I'm concentrating on the high points of my face, so basically on the top of my cheekbone, at the side of my forehead, basically the temple area, and then a little bit on the chin as well, and then moving towards the cupid's bow, as well as the center of the nose and on the tip of my nose, but very minimal on the tip of my nose because I'm oily on that part. Now moving on to blush, I'm just using Essence in the shade Babydoll and I am applying it with a Morphe angle brush. So I am concentrating mainly on the apple of my cheeks before I spread out or buff out the product towards the bridge of my nose. I do this because this technique somehow gives that sun-kissed effect on the face wherein it looks just like naturally you've been under the sun. And of course, to seal up everything, I am using L'Oreal Infallible Pro Spray and Set. Mind you, I used a lot of this. I sprayed entirely all over my face, not just once but twice, just to make sure that my face is matte the entire day. And that's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial and I hope you picked up something out of it. For the list of products that I have used, it's going to be down in the description box below. Please check out my Instagram page. I always put up my work there, whether it's a selfie or it's a makeup on a client or a model. That's where I always put up my work. And if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel as well. I do upload every Wednesday. I hope to see you guys on my next video. Bye!